In this video, I will present the various food printing tools that are available in Kali Linux. Here is the Kali Linux GUI. This I have opened via virtual machine. For installing the Kali Linux and supporting lab, you can visit the corresponding video which is available in this playlist. So you first it is recommended to set up the particular lab. So whatever I am explaining is based upon the particular lab only. This is the GUI of the Kali Linux virtual machine. So before currently I am using Kali Linux 2020.3. Before 2020 version of the Kali Linux, the username and password for the operating system is root and password is TOOR. Username is root and password is TOOR. But from 2020 onwards, the username is Kali, 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 and the password is also Kali. This is the desktop of the Linux. Here you can open the command prompt by clicking here. Here you can observe Kali @ Kali. This is a username. Actually, we are supposed to work in the root mode, that is super user mode. So here, in order to work in the super user mode, basically we need to shift to the root user, because from this only limited privileges are available for the users. For example, if I want to ping any website, ping www.google.com. So here the ping is failed because it is unable to get the root access. So you can first check with the connectivity. Is the connectivity is available or not? First to check this connectivity, and let will try again. Ping google.com. Now the pinging is going on. Now in order to have the root access, we can you may type like this. The root access can be observed via sudo -i. Then it will ask you for the Kali password. You type the Kali password as Kali, Kali. Now it will be shifted to the root access. This is the way you can get the root access. Once you get the root access, or whenever you shift to the root user, you can perform any kind of you can run any kind of command, and you can view the results. So in this video, I will explain the tools, the ping, traceroute, whois, NSLOOKUP, and what are the different other tools that are available in Kali Linux for information gathering. First, we will look at the ping tool. Ping is the most commonly used tool for checking whether a particular domain is responding to the request sent or not. Now we'll see the ping www.google.com. So here 64 bytes from so-and-so.net, that is del03s06-.net. So google.com IP address is this one, 216.258.196.196. Here ICMP, Internet Control Message Protocol, sequence number is 1, time to leave is 111, and the time is this one. That means how much time it took for the getting the reply. So here TTL is 111. It means that the time to leave. That means how much time, what is the maximum time that the request need to be sent and the reply need to be received. This is what we call time to leave. Usually, if the time to leave is less than 128, then we can assume that the connecting server is a Linux server. If it is greater than 128, then we can assume that the requested server, that is the pinged server, is launched on the Windows operating. In some latest servers, the request of ping will be disabled so that you cannot ping to the servers. So that is, sometimes it may be done at the server level, or it may be set in the firewall, so that outside from ping from outside cannot be conducted. The ping has another category called ping sweep. So in this ping sweep, usually what will happen is, for example, if you are using the 19.168.1.1 by 24, this network address, this network you are using, and whenever this network is used, so this particular 192.168.255.255 1.255, this address is said to be broadcast address. So ping sweep is a technique that will be used to ping this broadcast address 19.168.1.255. Whenever this ping operation is happened, the ping request will fire on all computers in the network, that is 192.168.1.1 by 24. Assume that the valid IPs are, let valid IPs are from 2 to 254, then all addresses that are 192.168.1.2 to 192.168.1.254. So that means the ping request will go to all the IP addresses that are available in this network range. This procedure is called ping sweep. So this is a very dangerous thing. But with this ping sweep, everyone will come to know that everyone in the sense here, the attacker especially, will come to know that which IP address computer is on and which computer is off. And this sometimes may lead to ICMP attacks, because the ping is a because ping is a tool of ICMP. So this ICMP protocol will be used for this ping operation. So Internet Control Message Protocol will be affected once if they find some sensitive information via this ping sweep. So that is the reason in many firewalls and many servers, this ping sweep was disabled. We can also disable this ping sweep and also ping operation in the firewall settings, so that we will not get server will not respond to the ping request. Next, we'll move on to the trace route. Here, trace route I am going to explain with the help of Windows command prompt. You can also look at in the Linux operating system. You can install this trace route, like trace root root in case of Linux OS. Now I will explain this trace route concept in the Windows operating system. So trace route is especially will give you the path in which that request will go to the final destination. That means, for example, you might have requested for a website to ping, and how this particular request is going, and what are the different IP addresses in middle between the destination and your system. For example, ping letter will ping our college address jit.ac.in. So this ping web server is requested timeout because the ping is disabled on our university site. The reason is they have disabled, because I told you just now, some servers will disable the ping, so to escape from the, especially like ping sweep kind of attacks, or especially ICMP based attacks. So I have not find this ping operation on the jit.ac.in. Now I will use traceroute www.jit.ac.in. Unable to resolve the target system name jit.ac.in. Okay, I hope I typed the command in a wrong way. trac traceroute www.jit.ac.in. So trace route to the web server .jit.ac.in is, the web server address is 125.21.24.195. So it will give you maximum of 30 hops between your computer and the destination server. So it will check for what are the intermediate IP addresses uh, through which this particular request is going to be passed through. Here it is spending 65 milliseconds on this IP address. Next, it is going through another IP address called 172.26.10.100.119. Now here 10.71.83.3 is there. Let us see whether this can be connected via ping or not. 10.71.83.3. 10.71.83.3. Now ping 10.71.83.3. This is, I am going to use this ping operation via Kali Linux. Well, the thing is going on, the connection is going on. That means the IP address 10.71.83.3 is responding, and we can assume that this IP address is there on the Linux server. That means here TTL is 62. That means which is less than 127, 128. Hence, we can assume that this can be on Linux operating system. So these are the IP addresses that are in middle, and these are the IP addresses that are disclosing in middle of the request to the webserver.jit.ac.in website. So this is the way how you can identify the route, okay, in which it is going. So that means along the path between your computer, that is hacker computer, and to the destination computer, these are the various IP addresses that will go through. So once you know these IP addresses, then you can sketch a path that how to enter into this destination system. So in this way, this trace route will help us. How many hops away you are, how many hops away from the destination site or destination server. This is the way we can use this trace route operation. Next, in Kali Linux, we have one more tool. Already previously in the videos also I explained Whois tool. Who is this tool? You, on the command prompt, if you can type this Whois. So the usage is Whois and options and the corresponding object. The options are like this: host, port, and -i. Query whois.ina.org and follow its reference. So -h is hide legal disclaimers, and many other options are available. So whois and the option and the corresponding website that what you want to investigate, that website need to be written here. So whois hyphen here we'll see this -i. Whois hyphen capital I www.google.com. So the entire details you got here. That whatever the details that you have seen in the Whois website, the same thing you can observe here. The complete details of this organization, address, and emails, and name servers, complete details you can find here. This is the way we can use the WHOIS tool, and you may also explore various other options that are available in WHOIS. Next command that we'll see is NSLOOKUP. This is NSLOOKUP is especially to look up the network structure and also the DNS related information. The NSLOOKUP. So in the NSLOOKUP, whenever you type the website address, then you will get the DNS name, server name, and IP addresses and related information like www.google.com. So here server address is this one, and non-authoritative answers name, and its address is this one, like 170.217.167.228. This is the server address, and various other options are also available in NSLOOKUP. NSLOOKUP lookup -h. For everything you can also do manual man ns lookup to get more information about this ns lookup. So ns lookup option name server. So here options are like this. ns lookup is a program to query internet domain server, especially for DNS information gathering. ns lookup has two modes, interactive mode and non-interactive mode. In interactive mode allows the user to query the name server for information about the various ports and domains. So these are the various options that are available. And whenever you set this class is equal to in, ch, hs, any, it means that you want to explore which class, whether you want to explore the internet class or chaos class or various other classes. And also you can also fix a type that what we have seen in the previous video. That is what type of DNS information that you want, like MX or NX. For the different codes that what we have seen, you can set the different codes here, and you can get the information about the corresponding DNS. So in the last video, we have seen that various different types are there. In DNS lookup, information is helpful to identify a host within the targeted network. Here the various options are there. A means the host IP address, MX means domain mail server, and NS means host name server, like that. Now what we'll do is we will use this NS lookup, and here I will type www.j80.ac.in. So here the address is 125.21.244.195, and canonical name for this is this one. We have to use set type is equal to mx, and now you are supposed to write the domain name j80.ac.in like this. So you will get the details about the authoritative answer to be found like this. j80.ac.in origin, j80 name server.j80.ac.in, and the one who are the in charge of that person name will get here, and serial number, refresh rate, and retry rate, expire, minimum. So other technical information that you will get. Like that, you can set any other option here like this. Set CNAME, canonical name, or set PTR, IP host mapping, or host information, hinfo. Have idea of one or more tool, then whatever the information that we cannot get in one tool can be obtained with other tools. So this is what the NS lookup. Next we'll see the various other information gathering tools available in Kali Linux. So whenever if you focus on this Kali Linux, this is the home button in which you will find various the tools according to the category. This is the way we'll run our course. First is information gathering, vulnerability analysis, web application analysis, database assessment, password cracking, wireless attacks, reverse engineering, exploit tools, sniffing and spoofing, post exploitation, forensics, and reporting tools. So here, first one is information gathering. If you click information gathering, you can also check for the things like NetDiscover, Maltego, uh, Legon, LikeScan, Dimitri, SSL analysis, SNMP analysis, SMTP analysis, SMB analysis, root analysis, and OSINT analysis, DNS analysis. In this DNS analysis, you will find DNS enum, DNS recon, and FireS. So these are the various tools available. That is the reason, at least if you can learn 1 to 2 tool, if you can practice at least 1 or 2 tools per category, then you can get one. If you won't get information in one tool, then that information can be obtained with other tools. This is what the advantage. That is the reason these many tools are available, and each and every tool has its own significance and also having its own merits also. So that is the reason it is recommended to learn at least 2 tools for this. So how to learn these tools? The help is available with these tools, and documentation is also available. Like how I have typed manual and man and the command name, like that you can type it and you can look at the options. Or you may also go to this Kali Linux website, tools.kali.org, tools listing. What are the various tools available in Kali Linux were listed here. So for example, information gathering tools. So these are the various information gathering tools are there. Like here, if you look at just now I told you that DNS recon. So you look at this is the DNS recon DNS map. So if you click DNS map, then DNS map was originally released back in 2006 and was inspired by the fictional story so and so. So in this, what will happen is especially it will get the it is a DNS map which will get the domain name information. As actually this is a brute forcing tool. Brute forcing means a straightforward attack. So in this, what will happen is this is the simple examples that are given to get the DNS information. So you may use it the entire content of result or the result that are obtained by using DNS map on so and so example.com will be written into so and so file like this. So how to use this DNS map bulk and DNS mapping and other information that you can use this tool and information gathering, DNS analysis, DNS enum, that will go for DNS enum. So whenever you go for DNS enum, then these are the commands that you will find here, and that will go for DNS enum, and we'll see DNS enum. So what this DNS enum is, it is a multi-threaded Perl script to enumerate DNS information for the domain that and to discover non-continuous IP blocks. It gets the host information, gets the name server, gets the MX record, and other things. And this is the way you can use this. So this DNS enum hyphen no reserve no reverse hyphen o mydomain.xml example.com. So you can that particular output that we'll get via DNS enumeration will be saved in mydomain.xml file, and this is the domain name. So now DNS enum hyphen no reverse, and so that will use this DNS enum hyphen no reverse www.jit.ac.in. So host address is this one, and this is the IP address of the host. And it will take around 1 to 2 minutes or maybe less than 1 minute depending upon the network connectivity. So name servers, it will identify the different name servers here. So here it is showing that a NS record query was failed. that will fire the query on some other domain, google.com. So it is also not giving you any information. So if not this, you will try other alternative like DNS enum, DNS recon. So you may also use DNS recon from here. Information. DNS recon, DNS recon. So it is working here. These are the things here. DNS recon www.jit.is. -D for the domain. Performing general enumeration. So that means that server is not accepting any request of this domain getting information or something. So for this, if this kind of uh, situation was faced by you, then it is always better to use Netcraft. You can go to the website netcraft.com. There you can type the domain name and you can get the information about the domain. That is the best way of doing the information gathering once if it is failed to get the information via these tools. So this is what the tools that are available in the Kali Linux. So exploring all the tools is a really tedious process. But however, just you go through these tools after this video. And one thing is try to learn at least 2 tools per category. Because if you won't get information in one tool, then you may get the same the missing information in other tools using other tools. So this is the end of this video.